not by accident that I'm here this morning at the behest of my dear cousin Pender. Because you see, it's not in the program, but Roderick Steele was my great-great-granduncle.
I got a little short something. My grandfather died before I was born, so I didn't get to know him. But because of my grandmother, I did get to know him, because she told me a lot of things that he did and how prosperous he was in what he was doing. Things I've heard about my grandfather. He died before I was born. He was born about 1847. He was a slave, and his owner was James Potter, trustee for the I.A. Potter estate. And he died around November 22nd, 1923. My grandmother said he was a man of few words. He taught his children to learn to work early when they were 9 and 10 years old. They had chores to do, not just at home, but at the city market. There was a story told that Uncle Everett and Uncle Clifford, the second and the third son of the second group of children, and they had potato sacks that they dug the potatoes, put them in there, and when they sent one fella with the man who was going to get them, the man couldn't carry him, and my uncle just barely was able to carry him. And when he returned, one man, the man that came, the man that was there, because he asked him for his money. And he said, well, didn't the man give you his money? So he said, no, he said, you were going to give it to me. And that day, there was an uprise, but there was somebody there who knew who my grandfather was. And he told them that his children did not lie. And so what they did, they put the men in jail for, and they wanted to know, how long are you going to be in town? So they said, well, we'll let them out when you leave. And my grandfather was a man before his time. He not only had a farm, but he was a real estate agent, because he never sold a piece of land without turning around and buying some more. And those are the things that made them prosperous, in the sense that they had a charge to do. And they said that one of the other things that my grandfather was, like I said, he was a man before his time, because he wanted them to know all that he knew, and the things that he wanted them to be told. That he told his children that land was the only thing you could own. That's why they called it real estate. And this was a man in slavery. He came up with this. And the other thing that he wanted was them to be true to one another. Because when you have truth in you, it makes a little disturbance in you when you lie. When he got sick and he was weak, he sent my father, who was 13 years old at the time, outside to gather some sticks. When he came in, some of the sticks were a little too long, so he told my father to break them and put them in his hand. And he squeezed them. And he said to me, pull one out. So my daddy tried. but he couldn't get them out. Couldn't get one out. Not just one, he couldn't get out. And he dropped them on the bed. He told me, he said, pick one up. And he picked one up. So he said, now, you know why you couldn't pull it out when I had them in my hand? He said, because they were together. He said, when I allowed them to drop them on the bed, you could pick them up one by one. He said, remember that you are a family and you stick together in fatness and in slim. Amen. This House Resolution 1780 by Representative Carter of the 159, a resolution memorializing the life of Roderick Steele and naming a viaduct in his memory and for other purposes. Whereas Roderick Steele was a slave boy born about 1847, and whereas Roderick Steele's owner was James Potter, trustee for I.A. Potter Estate, and whereas slaves from the fields were used to help defend the Confederate line at Monteith and obstruct the Augusta Road to Savannah as General Sherman marched from Atlanta to Selma, and this was documented by Mayor Alfred L. Partridge in the Siege of Savannah in December 1864. And whereas, according to folklore, Roderick Steele drove the water wagon and provided water to all Confederate and Union soldiers during the Battle of Monteith. And whereas the slaves helped Confederate soldiers to detour General Sherman's army through Mulgrove Plantation. And whereas the action of Roderick Steele and other slaves helped save Savannah from destruction by prolonging Sherman's march on to Savannah, and whereas he is buried in the historic Richmond Church Cemetery, which is located in Fort Wentworth, Georgia, and whereas it is only fitting that the life of this courageous man be memorialized by dedicating a lasting monument in his honor. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the General Assembly of Georgia that the members of this body memorialize the life of Roderick Steele and dedicate the viaduct from Monteith to Minehart over I-95 in Fort Wentworth, Georgia, as Roderick Steele's viaduct. Be it further resolved that the Department of Transportation is authorized and directed to place and maintain appropriate signs dedicating the road facility named in this resolution. Be it further resolved that the clerk of the House of Representatives is authorized and directed to transmit and appropriate copies of this resolution to the North Fort Wentworth City Council and Department of Transportation. Thank you.